Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you two basic methods to use for your butt contouring, and this is the first one. In the first one, we're going to be moving all the measurements from your zip allowance to your side back. To do that, I'm going to extend the hip line to the zip allowance. When I've done that, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to go up towards the waistline by 2 inches and go down towards the hemline by 2 inches. Just the way I'm doing. Go up from the hip line by 2 inches and go down by 2 inches. This is where the area that will form the curve for the bow. And then you're going to extend the hemline to meet the zip allowance. For me, what I use for my zip allowance is 1 inch. So I'm going to be removing 1 inch from the zip allowance area. That's what I'm doing now. So you're going to be eliminating your zip allowance in the upper part. So wherever your waistline actually stops, you're going to make a straight, a slanted line from that point where your waist actually stopped to the 2 inches mark you gave around the zip allowance area. I don't know if you understood that. Just look at the video, follow what I'm doing. And that 1 inch mark that I've already removed from the zip allowance, I'm going to be adding it back to the side back. You'll be doing the same thing for the hemline. You're going to rule from the 2 inches you marked from your hip point down to meet the hemline, the actual hemline, not the zip allowance. So by then you would have eliminated the 1 inch zip allowance that was there. And when you do that, you're going to add back, you're going to add the 1 inch that you've removed from the zip side. You're going to use the same method and add it to the side. So by adding it to the side, we have our complete measurements now. Everything we removed from the zip allowance, like I said earlier, we are transferring the allowances in the zip allowance to the side in order to form a bump at the zip allowance area. That is what will contour. That's what the butt contouring is all about. All I'm doing right now is to blend out the sides, just to make sure there's no pointiness, there's no puckering anywhere. When you've done this, you are ready to go. All you need to do is to cut out this piece, this pattern, and then using this pattern and your front pattern, you are ready to make your skirts, your fitted skirts, your gown, and any other thing that has a skirt part. Alright, after cutting, you are ready to go. Next, we are going to be seeing the second way to do our butt contouring. I've already drawn the back part of my basic skirt block. The video is on this channel. The first step is to go down to your hemline and mark 1 inch away from the zip allowance. When you've marked 1 inch away from the zip allowance, you connect the line from the hemline, the 1 inch you've come in by, to the hip line. It's going to form a slanted line. So when you've done that, the next thing you're going to do, I'm using a different color of marker so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. When you've done that, the next thing you're going to do is to go up to your waist and come in by ½ inch. Also, if you're having issues with zip bulge and all of that, this will help eliminate any form of zip bulge. Now connect the ½ inch you came in by to your hip line also. You see, I've already formed the curve for your butt. Now I'm going to replace I'm going to be marking a new zipper allowance. So you're going to be coming out by 1 inch. Whatever your zip allowance is, just mark it on the new curve you've created. So I came out by 1 inch on the waist, 1 inch on the hip, and 1 inch on the hip line, and 1 inch on the hemline. And then I've connected my zip allowance. So this is my new zip allowance. And now when I've done this, the next thing you're going to do is to cut. Just cut out what you have. Cut out what you have. As you can see, our curve is already forming. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to remove the remaining piece. I'll be turning it over to face me so that you can see what I'm doing. The next thing to do is to gently open up the hip line. You're going to open up the hip line, open it as much as you can until it gets to the end, but don't split it open. So whatever you do, make sure you don't split it open. Then I'm going to be putting another pattern paper under the pattern that I already have. I'm sorry that my video is lagging at this point. So you're going to put it in, like put a fresh pattern paper underneath what you already have. Now open it up to form 1 inch, to form exactly 1 inch. What I'm doing now is I'm taping it down so that it will be easy for me to open and measure what I have. So now that I'm done taping it down, I'm using my tape rule to check if I have 1 inch already. So do the same, check if you have 1 inch, because 1 inch is a standard for both for the big and small persons. 1 inch is a standard for opening up it's called butt lift. So 1 inch is okay, don't do anything more than 1. Now that I'm done taping it down, the next thing I'm going to do is to connect the line, to form a curved line behind there. I'm going to connect the line and blend it out to avoid any form of puckering, pointiness. So when I'm done doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to cut, and our back pattern is ready. After this point, all you need to do is to trim out the excess from inside and then get your front piece, and you're ready to make your fitted skirts that has a butt contouring. It's usually very beautiful. Like you're going to see mine when I was done doing it. You're going to see mine. So I'm bringing out my front piece. This front piece is from the Basic Bodice blog that I've already drafted on this channel. So if you've not seen it, I will be linking it in the description box below after this video. So go and watch our Basic Bodice blog so that you can have a better understanding on how to draft a Basic Bodice blog. I hope you like it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.